In this video, we're going to learn how to make our colorburst earrings. And to begin, you're going to need a list of supplies. You will need 2 of these designed metal blanks from Lily Pilly. This is item number AR2651. You'll also need 2 gold-plated lever-back earrings, item number LB402. You're going to need 2 6mm gold-colored jump rings. This is item number JR332. And you'll also need 4mm jump rings. This is item number JR201. You're also going to need one of our jewelry resin kits, either in the 2-ounce or the 4-ounce size. For this, I'm going to use our 2-ounce size, item number JR1002. This is a 2-part resin kit that comes with the resin and the hardener. It also comes with 2 mixing cups, as well as 2 stir sticks. The very first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these mixing cups, and with a Sharpie marker or another dark colored permanent marker, I'm going to turn my mixing cup to the cc and milliliter side, and I'm going to make a mark with my permanent marker at the 2.5 milliliter and then again at the 5 milliliter point. This is going to help out immensely when I go to fill up my cup with the resin and then the hardener. You'll also note, and I know it's kind of hard to see here, but I have a small length of packing tape set up on my work surface. This is going to protect my work surface from 2 things. First off, the markers that I use to color up these metal blanks, and then to protect any resin from seeping off of the metal blank onto my work surface. Now let's go over the list of tools that you'll need. In order to achieve the bright colors that you see on this metal blank, you're going to need some brightly colored permanent markers. I personally like these Sharpies that I found at the store, but you can use any brand permanent marker that you like. I'm also going to show you a really neat effect that you can get on your metal blanks while using an ultra polish pad. This is item number BF695. Of course, you're going to need your scribe. This is item number SC530. You're going to need a center punch, CP450. You'll need some type of heavy hammer. I like to use a brass hammer, item number HA456. A ring clamp to hold the metal blank as you're drilling it. This is item number RC655. And as usual, whenever I'm drilling a hole into metal blanks, I like to use my tried and true rubber block. This is item number RB980. Now, of course, in order to drill the hole in the metal blank, you're going to need a flex shaft machine. This is item number P0270, and you're going to need some type of lubricant for the drill bit. This is Cut Lube, item number BR180. So to begin, what you're going to do, of course you have your tape down at this point, is you're going to take your metal blank, and you're going to lay it down, and then pull out your permanent markers. Now what I like to do is I go color by color and decide where I'm going to put the color onto the metal blank. To be honest, I don't really have a design in mind. I try to make everything symmetrical on this blank. What's nice about this is that you can color right over the darker portions of this metal blank. You can only go so far with this permanent marker, so you don't necessarily have to worry about certain parts of it being lighter, certain parts of it being darker. However, after you've let the marker dry, you can take your Pro Polish pad and use it to pull up some of the color on your metal blank. I've found that when I use these Sharpie markers, it won't pull all of the color off completely. But as I'm rubbing on the metal blank with pretty hard pressure back and forth with my Polish Pro pad, you'll notice that a lot of the color will come up on the pad, and the color that remains here on this metal blank is a couple of shades lighter than what I started with. Well, now here is the neat trick that I was telling you about in the overview of items and tools. If I take this same color again, and only this time come through and color certain portions, like so, you'll see that it'll fade. You have your dark portion, and then it fades to the light portion that was pulled up with that Polish Pro pad. I really like that effect, and when you put the resin onto it, it really makes that color pop. So work slowly, steadily, go through each section by section until you have your entire metal blank covered, and make sure that you do that for both of your metal blanks, and then I'm going to show you how to mix the resin and apply it to the metal blanks that you see here. So now that we're finished coloring, grab your marked mixing cup and the 2 resin bottles. Set the mixing cup onto a flat, level surface so that the marks are faced towards you, and then pick up the bottle marked resin and squeeze a tiny bit of resin in there and then allow it to settle. You'd be surprised at how very little you need in order to reach that first mark on your mixing cup, and I'm already there. Take out the hardener, and you're going to do the same thing. You'll note that when I'm pouring out the resin, I'm going around the cup first and then allowing it to settle. We can now take our mixing stick, and you're going to mix by moving in between slow and fast. You don't want to move too fast because that introduces more air bubbles to your mix, and you don't want to go too slow because you want to make sure that you're mixing everything in together at a steady rate. I like to tip my mix off to the side so that I can scrape the edge of the cup with the mixing stick, and then I'm folding the resin into itself. And if you do get bubbles, like you see right there, they'll pop on their own. You're going to do this for 2 minutes, and then, this is very important, you're going to take this mix and you're going to pour it into a new cup with a new stick and then stir for an additional 2 minutes. If you've never poured resin before, your first inclination would be, well, let's just go ahead and pinch the cup and pour it on there. Don't do that. You're going to wind up with way too much resin. Instead, take your mixing stick and you're going to load up a little bit of the resin on the tip of it, and you're just going to put drops onto the center of the metal blank. So you don't have to worry too much with this technique of it pouring over the side. You control how much resin is going onto that metal blank at any given time. So all I'm doing is I'm guiding the resin. Notice that I don't have my mixing stick right into the resin. Rather, I'm pulling it out to the edge, and I'm allowing it to settle a tiny bit before grabbing another bunch and adding it to the mix. This is also why you have that packing tape down. Packing tape won't stick to the resin. So after it dries, you can easily pull it up off the resin without fearing that it's stuck to that tape or even to your work surface. Geez, that would be even worse. Now you'll notice that I spilled just a small little drop right there. Well, simply take your fingernail and guide the metal blank off to the side. What's on the tape will separate itself from what's on your metal blank. Going to add 1 or 2 more drops, and then that's it. Take a look at it from the side and make sure the thickness of the resin on both blanks is about even. And now let's take a look at our metal blanks. The next thing that you want to address are air bubbles. Like I said, this mixture allows most of the air bubbles to come up and dissipate on their own. However, if you have some stubborn air bubbles that just won't follow that rule, there's a couple of ways that you can go about it. If you have a heat gun, you can take your heat gun and you can go over the surface of the metal blanks. You can also use a straw, or I like to use a tube from a ballpoint pen. I always keep this around. It's much harder to lose this than a straw, I've found. And you're simply going to blow lightly over the top of those metal blanks. To keep this resin protected while it's curing, take some type of small container or containers and place them over the top of the blanks. Leave these metal blanks completely undisturbed for at least 48 hours. We've got 2 metal blanks with extremely hard resin on the surface of them, and now we get to assemble our earrings. Decide how you want your earrings to hang. I'm going to go about 2 millimeters down from the top of the blank. Make a small mark with your scribe, and then do the same thing with the second blank, making sure that the designs on the front line up. Take out your center punch and hammer and make an indent in the back of your blanks. Now load the blank into the ring clamp and run the 1/16 inch drill bit through the cut loop. As soon as you're through the resin, stop, and then pull the drill bit out. Go ahead and drill the other one. There we go. Now we can get out all of our findings and get ready to assemble the earrings. Open a 6mm jump ring, and you're going to fit that through your metal blank like so. Close up this jump ring, and then you're going to take your 4mm jump ring and open that. Slide that through the 6mm jump ring, and then attach one of the lever back earrings. And then we have one of our earrings complete. So repeat the same steps in order to finish off your second earring, and you're done. And there we go. There are our Colorburst earrings, all completed, and then here's the Colorburst earrings that we have on our site. As you can see, you can use any design of lily-pilly earrings, and they're going to make a fabulous pair of resin earrings. Congratulations!